Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. HeirofCarthage here, and yes, we're going to be continuing the Chaos Dwarves campaign. That was turn number 115 we just ended, so we have made it quite a ways into the campaign. It's interesting because I played this campaign off screen whenever CA had early access for us while I was just getting used to the game, or sorry, the new content. And it was totally different. Like, I started steamrolling, my allies were steamrolling, and it's funny because this one, we've been struggling through some of this, not in the sense that, like, I feel like I'm about to get destroyed, because of course the AI is too dumb to come and, like, actually try and attack my armies. Because if they killed my armies, then they would put me in a really bad place. But of course they never try to kill your armies, they just run around with crap stacks such as this. Just going after small settlements until they run themselves into an oblivion. So it never really has made much sense to me, like how or why they program it the way they do, but they do. So I am gonna try and keep getting, this army is not particularly strong, but I want to try and keep a threat against these skaven, because I don't want them just running completely amok all over me. And then I'm going to go ahead and move up to this point. There's just a tiny bit of replenishment to still go under, and I can't quite reach these next two settlements that the Skaven had taken out from underneath me, so I'm going to continue to head that way. At Mount Squighorn, we can move to the high place here. There's still going to potentially be enemies to the south of us. We might get a war declared on us by another Skaven faction at any moment, which of course would just make things even more messy than they already are, because Skaven always make things messy. And this other Skaven faction may not just be, you know, completely relegated to Skaven slaves either, which could make things a lot more challenging. But let's see what we can get done here. I've done the last many of these as raw materials, and honestly I'm still going to keep going raw materials for now. I want to really crank up some raw materials so that we can get some upgrades done. We do have the tower stuff that I haven't looked at in a while, so let's go check at it. Tier 4 is not open yet, unfortunately. I really want Tier 4 because we can use it to get confederated, and a confederation could help us quite a lot right now, but we have to finish at least 2 of these tiers here, and this would give us another bombardment, and it would finish that tier and open that up. And there we go. So now all I need to do is just wait a few turns, and we could get a confederation here, which that confederation, I would really like to confederate this faction. Their territory butts nicely up against our own, and it looks like they have a couple of armies with some keeper units in it, so that would be a nice one to get. Or these guys here to the south would be not bad, but it doesn't look like they have quite as many units, and this one butts up against an ally here, so if I do get these guys, we can use it as a launching point to do kind of think whatever else we need to be honest. So I think these would be the ones to go for personally, though that might put us in the hole because we currently have trade. And speaking of trade, we haven't looked in a while. Let's go into our diplomacy. Let's hit the quick deal. Let's just see what's out there. Alright, the Decadent Host look like they would deal with us. Oops, sorry. Quick deal, Fecundites. Let's initiate diplomacy. They would accept a trade agreement, military access, all the goodies, and they would pay me a fair chunk of money, so let's propose that offer. And now let's go back. And it looks like we could get the same from Sigvald, so let's head into our diplomacy. Military access, he's not interested in trade, because it's probably just not possible right now, but we can get some cash out of him as well, which is totally fine with me once again. And then the Poxmakers would like peace with me, but I'm just not that interested in the Poxmakers, to be honest. They're about to die. I don't think they're going to be of any value to me other than getting me dragged into wars that I don't want to be in, so I'm going to leave them be. Puppets of Misrule. Defensive alliance. Oh, a trade agreement and a defensive alliance, and we can get some money out of them now as well. So yes, they've stopped their war with Kolek, which is great. Alright, there we go. So we have solidified our positions somewhat, picked up some much needed cash, Let's take a look. We're doing good from a labor standpoint. Labor is required here, and we're not accepting it, so I'm going to change that. Just checking over those few things there. We do have some labor we could reallocate to fast build some stuff, and I might do that. It's like, for instance, Demon Stump needs to be built. Rush the construction there. And then we could build defenses and rush that construction. Then build another defense and then rush that construction. The Skaven are in that vicinity, and I don't know that this would stop them, but it will certainly make it more painful for the Skaven to just come rolling into these things. So yeah, I'm trying to get them to stop and think, ideally. They are Skaven though, so the idea of me getting a rat to think besides anything about cheese or stabbing, it's honestly probably pretty unlikely. But you know, one can dream. I'm going to push up against Karak Raziak and see if we can push into the Bone Rattlers. They have some territory out here that it's going to be difficult for me to have the bandwidth to get rid of, though we are making good progress. There's another gold mine up at Mount Gunbad. So we're actually, I think, in a pretty favorable position to not only get back some of our stuff, but hopefully start making quite a lot more money on top of it all, which would be very nice. Very nice indeed. Let's see, we got Woundmaker, we can get Expeditious Endeavor. Let's see, we've only got 4 more upgrades. Let's look closely at what we might want to get. Unyielding Command gives a huge leadership aura size. I don't know that we're really suffering from leadership issues. I think missile resistance is always worth it. Let's take that. And then our Taruk here, we're going to continue with spread control. And then I meant to go back in those, check and see. Anybody else? Nope, no one else. Alright. So, our technology finished as well. Wound recovery time. Award save for all characters is pretty cool. Monsters, that one could also be pretty neat. We got over here Weapons of War, so this one's going to give armament cost reductions, passive ability Infernal Engineer for Iron Demon. Ooh, that is really nice. It's going to take a while to get those upgrades done, but let's run all these. It's not going to hurt. Not going to hurt at all. Alright. It says we have some building upgrades available. I'm not surprised by said building upgrades being available. Let's use those raw materials to hopefully get us some more cash. We're still at 100% in labor. I think defenses are prudent wherever we have them. I don't want to spend everything there. Got our trade goods. Raw materials out. Consumed by buildings. We could build this. It's not hugely important though. Alright, let's just save a little bit of that money. It's always good to have a little bit of extra cash on hand. Sometimes maybe even a lot. Just kind of depends on the situation. Man, there are Skaven all over the place. Alright, Poxmakers begging me for agreement still. I just don't see the purpose. Cathay's about to out them. So, like I said, I think they're just going to end up pulling me into some wars that I don't want to be a part of. Hopefully you all are enjoying the campaign. I'm enjoying playing this one. Honestly, I think the Chaos Dwarves are really enjoyable. It wasn't a faction that I sat around like thinking to myself, like, oh, I can't wait until the Chaos Dwarves come out. That was definitely not the case. Oh no, Vlad. Dude. We cannot get that Confederation soon enough. So we have got to get confederated and then send one of those armies after Vlad. Wow. Okay. Things just got even crazier. We have got wars on top of wars on top of wars. Anyway, this is so weird. This one is such an opposite to the other one I played. Construction costs, military recruitment building. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Let's take care of our labor shortage here. Is it a new? Yeah, it's just a new settlement that we need to transfer some labor to. Accept. And we still got one more where we're missing just a tiny bit of labor. Right here. There we go. Alright, and are we accepting labor where we need it? I believe so. Okay. Good deal. Okay, we've got the labor. I'm gonna go attack, I think we can hit that settlement. Yeah, we can. I'm gonna go attack World Edge Archway. That'll pick up a goblin army and the reinforcements and their garrison. And then Mount Gunbad will be in range. If I can wipe these guys out quickly, I can transfer this army back over towards the vampires, though I imagine the vampires are going to be coming at us relentlessly. Auto Resolve says we're going to easily win this. I believe it. I don't see any other potential outcome here. Let's see what the terrain looks like. Oh, it's an open battle. Let's just fight this one. All right, I've got the battle going. Looks like our magma cannons are in range and are going to open fire. I'm going to target them in on the trolls. I think the trolls will be an appropriate target for them to get started with. Looks like they're going to auto-target whatever they were aimed at first, though, but whatever. Still going to be good damage. And our Dreadquake mortars auto-targeted as well. It's going to pick up a really nice hit on those goblins, though, so I shall accept their efforts. Good hit on the river trolls. Looks like it killed one of their entities, which is definitely what we want. There are some reinforcements that are supposed to come in. I only see just the one flag here. I thought there was more units in this, and it's probably goblins that are hidden. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of continue to bombard them. Ooh, if we can get a Dreadquake mortar in the middle of it, that'd be quite wonderful. I don't know if it has range though. It may be out of range of the Dreadquake mortar. It's very close. But the magma cannons do have the additional range. Oh, there's the mortar. Not quite where I wanted it to land, but I'll take it. It wasn't bad. Yeah, see there was night goblins hidden. The AI is getting absolutely shellacked at the moment. Just utterly annihilated. I'm gonna try out this new bombardment on their routing troops because I'm just that savage. Oh, the timing wasn't perfect, but ooh, that was a cool bombardment. Wow. Can't wait to see more of that one. So that was pretty slick. I think the greenskins have kind of gotten the idea here, which is that sitting back is going to not only get them nowhere, it's going to be like the opposite of nowhere. Just start targeting the Arachnarok spiders. I'm kind of just letting my Dreadquake mortar target at will. I don't think there's any reason for me to get too worried about it one way or the other. The enemy lord is going to come in as reinforcements here shortly. I'm going to just continue to feed the greenskins a steady supply of artillery fire. I have absolutely no reason to do anything otherwise. Alright, so magma cannon's not going to do great damage against the spider, but it will be damage. Damage that I am willing to accept. I'm going to make sure and use my lord to slow down these enemy troops as they roll in. There could be some goblins that are hidden on this flank. I'm going to make a move out here, though, and I'm going to go ahead and just head out here and crush these flanking units. I have no reason to put up with that. Alright, like I said, as soon as their units head into range, I'm going to use our magic, the spell here, Ash Storm, slow them down even further. Where's that reinforcing character? Right, he's on his way in. I am going to send this Bull Centaur to take him out. Tag team that one, and let's get our Ash Storm spun up. Alright, there it is. And we have Ash Storm, and we've got Suppressed. So the enemy is going to be significantly slowed, and it's going to get utterly annihilated. Here comes... Get him, Renders. Oh my gosh, I love the damage on the blunderbuss. It is just a thing of beauty. Like, it is truly beautiful. Can you get one more volley out there, please? Oh, take that spider down. Yep, there we go. All right, 2 dead spiders. So I would say that that is absolutely a victory. I am going to kill this stray lord who wandered in, though. I want to make sure he goes down, because I don't want him to stay alive, get away, and then be able to recruit some army behind my lines or something. So I'm going to kill this unit off. The units in the garrison should just die. That was savage, folks. Like, that was absolutely savage. I mean, there's been a number of lopsided beatdowns in the history of my campaigns, but, I mean, the Dreadquake Mortar and the Magma Cannons, I mean, it's obscene, the amount of beatdown. And then couple that with the damage coming off of these blunderbuss, and it is just utterly obscene. And I'm here for it. I'm all about it. I'm not asking CA to change it. I'm enjoying it. All right. Come on, kill this guy. Don't let him off the screen. Really, Dreadquake Mortar? Can't just chill? I don't think the Dreadquake Mortar knows how to chill, to be honest. Oh, get him, get him, get him, get him. Come on. There we go. Not lose a single entity in that battle. That was 686 to, or sorry, that was 2193 to 0 in terms of losses. That is an infinite margin there, so that's pretty impressive. And we got well over 1,000 kills with our artillery. So just to kind of drive that one home. So I would say our artillery is looking pretty effective at the moment. Pretty effective. So the high place is outpost. Grab yet another outpost. I know I'm stacking up a lot of outposts. If I end up doing it wrong, we'll convert some of them over, but I think it will be alright. And then, like I said, once I'm in more need of putting out more armies where I have to pay all that armament upkeep, we'll crank that in. So I probably will start to balance that over the next few turns here. There we go. So, getting some critical defenses set up in these new settlements. Mount Gunbad is next on the menu. Astragoth is just cutting a swath right through his enemies. Infernal Lord does not look super helpful, but I don't know, that extra heroes and Lord recruit rank could be handy. Let's grab that. We got Flaming Sword of Ruin. We should put that in there too. It's not a useless spell by any means. Okay. Good control. Looking good. Let's actually go double check. Yep, we got another upgrade here. Do we have any talismans? Better potions. You have a Dawn Stone. So let's throw that on, and then Ground of Command. Nah, I mean, it says they're better, but they're not really better, so we're just gonna leave that one alone. And I don't think we've picked up any armors. We have not. Okay. Speaking of, let's go take a look at our military convoys real quick. We have one available, but our armies are returning to capital at the moment, so I will send them out just as soon as I can. We've got a little over 9,000 gold coming into us, but we'll have to pay for it in terms of armaments. That's fine. We've got plenty of armaments at the moment, so I am not worried about it. Money is looking good. This army is ready to retake yet another settlement from the Skaven. I'm going to go ahead and maybe factory these ones, because I think we had a factory here. I don't remember 100%, but gonna occupy this one as a factory. And let's tear that down because we don't need it. Let's run that upgrade. Awesome. And the Blasted Expanse. I'll run that one as a factory as well. Okay. This Skaven army kind of continues to just run around aimlessly, but the Demon Stump's got more defense. Gates of Jar has better defense now. I say better, it's not perfect. So hopefully we can hold them at bay. This army... Why are we missing units here? What would I be missing? Maybe I just never got to finish recruiting? I'm guessing I just didn't get to finish recruiting on one of my turns. Azag is here. He's about to come defend that settlement. Kind of want some units in here. I'm trying to think, did I... Is this... Oh, skin wolves. I'll bet my skin wolves got lost because we lost an outpost or something, huh? Military access agreement broken. Ally loses outpost. Yeah, okay, so we lost our outpost. I was like, what? I get it. That's okay. I understand. What does allied recruitment look like right now? Nothing? Okay, so we don't have any good allied recruitment at the moment. That makes sense. How long does it take me to get something decent into here? Only a couple of turns to get some bull centaurs, which I think we should get to replace the wolves, and probably the great weapon variant. Let's head over into our forge. Let's increase the bull centaur. We just opened up that too, so let's go to the manufactory and see what we've picked up. So in bull centaurs, vanguard deployment, barrier, fear, was that the new one that caused fear? And then rune of lifesteal. Ooh, regeneration if in melee. We have to give up one of these, though, and these are really good. Devastating Flanker is insane. Murderous Charge is also insane. And Blood Greed is also insane. Oh, man, all of these are great. I think there's a tech that allows us to put more, though, right? Maybe we already have it? I think we already have it. Yeah, we already have it. Okay, we'll pay more to get more here. Alright, now our renders are going to be completely obscene. And once again, I'm here for it. I'm going to move this army back just a hair. Then let's go ahead and do the recruiting. I don't love the idea of sitting still. There's artillery we could pick up here, which... feasibly would be very nice, actually. This artillery is king, it feels like, for armies, but let's go ahead and just pick up those great weapon renders, because this army does need some anti-large capability, and we really don't have it with these other units. We can handle quite a lot of infantry. I mean, our goblins are pretty jacked on shroom steroids or whatever. I mean, they're going to be tough. So, Lord Not Moved. We want to kind of shadow the Skaven army and keep some pressure on them. So I'm hoping I can maybe just push them around till the time comes for me to move around. Let's take our upgrades here. Cinder Blast Shell. Skirmish Tactics. He loses armor but gains stock. That's pretty cool. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. And then let's see. Overseer. Casualty replenishment rates, always welcome. Metal Sorcerer. I mean, you can't really go too hard on Plague of Rust, I don't think. It's super useful. And we got another Convoy Overseer here, better scales. Excellent. Let's save our cash, end our turn. There might be some helpful outposts we can build, so I'll check for those soon, because allied units can be quite useful. We'll just take a look at some of those that are available, because I've been skipping that for a while. Throt is looking likely to declare war, so that's fantastic. If by fantastic I mean it's not fantastic, but it is what it is. The Gormady tribe got taken over by Throg's faction. We might want to check our diplomatic status with them and see if we can smooth things over and make an ally to the north. If we make an ally to the north, we're kind of starting to seal off more and more of our territory against our enemies. I'm also really surprised we haven't seen Sylvania, and I probably shouldn't have said anything because now they'll show up. Nope. Okay, looks like we got away with it. Gain experience instead of moving. I don't really know that we need experience in that one. No delays. Keep moving. Alright, we completed a convoy, picked up some cash. And we are missing a little bit of labor here. Accept that. Alright, we are accepting labor everywhere where we need it. Excellent. I feel like we're making good progress on this episode. Good progress. I'm gonna hit the blasted expanse and turn it into a factory as well. I gotta offset those new cost on our bull renders, which are now just gonna be even more obscenely powerful. So we're gonna occupy this factory. Income is back up, which means that we should be able to afford another army. I think as long as we feel like we're in a safe enough position to recruit one. There we go, there's a couple of factories. And then I can put the building in there where they start using less raw materials, like that one. And one more turn I get enough conclave influence to confederate, which would also be a big deal. Okay, so return there till I get the units I need. This army is free to push forward. Sylvania sitting in our lands, not yet. Like I said, they're likely to show up soon. I might go ahead and spend this upgrade and then pull the labor over to rush to construct. We need 700 labor at Blackwater. Let's take a look at Blackwater. And I've got some of these that are no longer used. Okay. Let's go to Blackwater. It's going to cost me a lot to shuffle this around, but I feel like it's worth trying to keep the vampires at bay here. So that gives me now tier 4 defenses. I've got a lot of raw material that I could pump in here and start towards that. It's going to take 10 turns. We're not going to get there anytime soon. But we could always try and rush construction if we need to. But there we go. So I've invested in some extra defense at Zethbar to try and make a difficult spot for the vampires to get past. We get Infernal Guard, Chaos Dwarf Warriors, Blunderbusses, Bows, Renders. So I mean, we get a pretty solid garrison. Depending on what we come up against, it ought to be very formidable against the vampires' World Edge Mountains. Okay, and the Skaven. They went back towards my settlement over here. Let's just kind of keep shadowing them. They are taking losses now, which is great. So they are suffering attrition. And we took our settlement here. I do want to go ahead and just end one more turn. And then I'm going to do a confederation. It may really hurt me money-wise, like worse than I'm thinking. But, you know, if we have to, we can disband some troops. But let's give it a shot. Like, I think it's worth attempting. We're very low on cash. Let's actually hold that cash. We can get another convoy up and running, and we're going to send said convoy on another cash run. And we've got the Valerie with a pretty good cash run in only 4 turns. So yeah, these are going to be pretty nice cash runs for us. So over the next 4 turns, we're going to pick up almost 13,000 gold. So that's a pretty substantial increase to our income. Alright, we retook the stuff that the Skaven took from us, so I have retaken almost everything that was lost, just a little bit back here, and so I feel like we've kind of regained control of what was utter chaos a few turns ago, though it's not to say that we may not be headed back that way. You never know what'll happen in a few turns, like the Ultimate War or something like that. They want me to join a war against Cathay. I just don't need that right now, so sorry. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. If I confederate that other faction, I get more territory, but it also opens me up to more attack lanes. Oh, Sylvania, please leave me alone. Just give me a few turns of peace, and then I'll come crush you. Is that a Greenskin rebellion? Neutral army. Nope, it's not a rebellion, just a strange army standing around. Alright, let's go for the attack on Mount Gunbad. This is probably not much of a concern. It says we're going to take medium casualties. Like, I kind of disagree. I don't really foresee us taking medium casualties. I guess I'll just go ahead and auto-resolve it. I just don't... I mean, we'll replenish quickly, and I didn't see someone there ready to just take us over. I am going to occupy this as a tower, but I'm not going to spend the extra conclave influence on it yet. Maybe I should have, and then just gotten the conclave influence back, but I'm going to start off at tier 1 for a reason. And it's so that I can use said conclave influence to end the episode on something exciting, which would be confederating, and I need to confederate, I think it's the Servants of the Conclave. Yeah, Servants of the Conclave. Well, let me make sure before I do it. I'm pretty sure it's Servants of the Conclave that I want. Yeah, see, they are strength rank 21. Oh, maybe that's something we should look at there, too. The one faction's gone. Servants of the Conclave. What is our trade worth with them? Not much. Okay, so we're not going to lose hardly anything by way of trade. That's good news. Let's go ahead and confederate with them. So back over to the tower, and we're going to confederate with the Servants of the Conclave. Yep, that's the right one. Claim the seat. I'm assuming that means we take over whatever stuff they had down here. Hopefully. I don't know, maybe it doesn't, but I think it does. Yeah, okay, that sent us into the negative. I'm not surprised. They had a tremendous number of units. Man, some of these units are good, and I want them, though. Like all of these Infernal Guard Fireglaves are really great units, and I really don't want to get rid of them. We're gonna get rid of something, unfortunately. This is a Castellan. Yeah. I would like him in the army. Let's get rid of these orc laborers. They're useless. It's not gonna get rid of a whole lot of upkeep, but let's get him into an army. And let's just kind of take a look at things. They do have the income building there, which is good news for us. This building is pointless. This one is reducing raw material. Or no, we're getting income at the cost of raw materials. That's actually fine. We kind of need the income. That's not going to hurt anything over here. Raw materials. This building is kind of pointless. Well, I say that. It's not necessarily. It's actually getting us 30% more out of this, so it's not the worst thing ever. We got a building generate. Wow, we have a lot of income generating stuff, and we are still taking some hurt over that Confederation. Let's just see if they only had those 2 armies. Oh, speaking of, let's take a look. We respec. Spec. Let's go down here and take a look at skills. Battle Archer. Station Tyrant. We're gonna be 1 short. No, 2 short of Unbridled Cruelty. Dang, because that would have solved part of the problem for us. And it's going to be the same thing here. We're going to be just, like, too short. Set these. Oh no, we're only one short here. Dang. We can probably turn that income around a decent bit. Next couple of turns. We also have that income about to come in on the convoys. So I'm only 3 turns away from a pretty substantial chunk of income. Like, I'm very tempted to just keep those armies and send them to the front. I can get rid of, like, maybe some of these hobgoblin units that, I mean, I'm not, like, crazy about. There, that put me into the positive. And then what does the upkeep on a hell cannon look like versus the other artillery? Let's take a look here, see what I can find out. Alright, so the hell cannon's 252. Dreadquake mortar is a whopping 672 for the Iron Demon version. It's only 189 for a magma cannon. You'd sacrifice, you know, slightly better arc of fire on the hell cannon, but we get cheaper upkeep for sure. Standard Dreadquake mortar is still 462, so that's still massive upkeep. That is a lot of Infernal Guard, which I don't necessarily have to have, so we could cut these Infernal Guard, replace them with Standard Warriors. That would drop our upkeep some. I'm gonna keep those hell cannons because they're just quite useful. There we go. So if I do that, let's replace these guys with some Standard Warriors, which right now we are over our unit caps on. So let's go over into the Forge. Alright. I don't know how many of those we gotta do here, because we got mostly Standard Warriors there. Now, we don't have to fill these armies all the way up, to be honest, either. They might still be effective against quite a few foes. So we could just leave them without being a full stack for now, and we could stack some more units into them shortly. But, like, I mean, this army's going to be pretty tough as it is. It's not going to be bad. Actually, I don't really want these Kadai for the price that they cost. I'm just not sure those are worth it at the moment. I could replace them. They were 300 and something upkeep. Yeah, I mean, the Infernal Guard that I had would have been cheaper than that. I still can't recruit warriors because I'm going to need more armaments to fund that. Let's see. It's only 210 for the Standard Infernal Guard, which would still be quite a bit cheaper than those, and I just disbanded these, so it feels kind of stupid to stick them back in. We could just wait a couple of turns and get the warriors. Let's just wait a couple of turns and get the warriors. It'll be cheaper that way. This army, let's do the same thing here. Let's get rid of those and replace them with something cheaper. Okay, so that'll work right there. So those Kadai were very expensive, and I just don't think they're gonna pay any huge dividends here. So that will balance things, and that should take care of this turn. Kolek is doing a pretty good job of disrupting the Cathayans, so I'm pretty sure we can take these two armies to help out against stuff like this. So, like, here comes Queek Headtaker to come wreaking havoc. So I'm gonna push down there to meet him. I'm gonna take this army and beeline it over here towards the mountains. And then I don't see any stuff up in my northern territories, so I'm gonna take this army and kind of head south as well. It's the last turn for this army. It's about to fall apart. Head this way. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this one. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I'll be back with some more soon in the Chaos Dwarf campaign. See you then.